Namaste and welcome. It's Rishi here from meditatewithrishi.com, and today we're going to be exploring how to increase your oxygen levels, how to increase your lung capacity. You know, in this time of Corona, it has become more important than ever that we take care of this. I don't need to tell you that. This is why you're watching this video. So let's get to it. What I want to share with you today is a really simple but powerful yogic breathing exercise called Anulom Vilom, or alternate nostril breathing. Now, even if you already do Anulom Vilom or you know how to do this practice, I humbly request that you still watch this video for the correct technique, because what's happening right now is, you know, a lot of people on WhatsApp and everywhere are sharing this information, how to do it, and their intentions are all pure. But in some cases, the techniques that they're sharing are too advanced. They are not what people maybe... All right, now let's begin. What is Anulom Vilom? Okay, so Anulom Vilom is a pranayama or pranayama. Okay, so what does that mean? What is pranayama? Okay, so let's break this down. This is really important to understand, which is why I'm going into this depth with you. Okay, so prana means the universal life force. You can call it cosmic energy, you can call it chi, ki, mana. It's been given many different names from different traditions. The point is that this energy is the energy that makes everything happen, from keeping the planets in their positions to in your body, making your food digest, you know, making you breathe, any kind of movement in the universe that you can think of. Anything that happens, any motion that happens, what is fueling that motion is this energy called prana or chi or whatever you want to call it. Okay? Now, it is very simple to understand that the more of this energy that we have in our body, the healthier we are, the more vibrant we are, the more radiant we are, essentially, okay? And the less of it we have, you know, that is where we become stressed, sick, not healthy, essentially. You get what I'm saying, okay? So the point is, the more of this energy you have, the better, okay? Now, what the ancient yogis had discovered is that what they wanted to do was inner exploration, to explore different levels of consciousness, really understand, you know, what is within me, right? So they realized that to do this, we need a lot more energy than, you know, we're getting normally. And this is why they devised this entire science of pranayama, okay? So prana is a universal life force. Ayama means the extension, expansion, or control of this force. So in essence, by doing pranayama, you are controlling this universal life force. How cool is that? Okay, so why the breath? Why are we using the breath or breathing exercises? Okay, because prana is essentially in our energy body. Okay, in our physical body, in our gross body, prana manifests as the breath. It's not the breath, prana manifests as the breath. Okay. And hence, by using the breath, we can control this prana. We can expand it, increase the amount of it we have. We can control it, we can retain it, we can do all these things. And that essentially is a reason enough to do it. Because it will make you think of any yogi, think of Swami Vivekananda, right? That personality, that charisma, the ability to command, you know, the adoration of millions of people. Excess prana in the body. It's very simple, okay? So let's look at Anulom Vilom now. What is Anulom Vilom? Why is this done? Okay, so this alternate nostril breathing, Anulom Vilom, this is a practice that was created as a kind of preliminary pranayama. Okay, the purpose of it is very simple. It is to clean our nadis. So nadis are the psychic channels or the subtle channels of our energy body. Okay, so like how in our physical body we have nerves, in our energy body we have nadis. Okay, so the nadis essentially, just like the nerves, get filled up with toxins, through junk food, alcohol, cigarettes, negative thinking, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. To remove these toxins and clear the nadis, this is why Anulom Vilom is done, okay? Why do we want to clear the nadis? Because if there are blockages in these channels, then prana cannot go there. And if this prana cannot go there, then that body part essentially becomes diseased. You get the point? So when we clean the nadis through Anulom Vilom, prana can go to every single nadi and hence to every single cell of your body, which means that you live in total health, okay? Very uncommon these days, but ultimately, for yogis, that is just a basic step one on the path. That is just a basic step one, okay? So this is the purpose of it. Now, a byproduct of this, a byproduct of having clean nadis is that there will be a lot more oxygen in your system. Because think about it, Anulom Vilom, you're doing deep breathing. That deep breathing means that you are taking in a lot more oxygen, okay? Your lungs are detoxed, which means you can retain a lot more oxygen. And because everything is functioning optimally, the oxygen can be transported to all the body parts that need it. So in a time like this, when we are, I hate to say this, but we are struggling to just get basic oxygen, a human right. It is really important that we do these practices every day, okay, with dedication, with time, because we need to take care of ourselves first. Only then can we take care of somebody else. And you get my point, okay? So it's really, really important, which is why I'm going through so much detail in this video, okay? So you know what pranayama is, okay? The breathing exercise that will help you control, expand the universal life force. You know what Anulom Vilom is, which will help you clean the nadis, detox your body completely from the energy body to the physical body to, getting a lot more oxygen in your lungs, keeping it there and spreading it across the body, okay? So you know why we're doing this now. It's really important that you know the why of why we're doing this. So now let us get into the technique of how do you do Anulom Vilom, okay? So the first thing, before we even get into the technique, the first thing that you must do is understand the natural count of your breathing, okay? This is a mistake people make, and this can be harmful, okay? When you do breathing with an irregular count, it can be very harmful. So we need to understand the natural count of our breathing, okay? So what I want you to do is close your eyes and just begin to witness the breathing as it's happening, okay? Close your eyes. Take about 3 breaths. And now begin to count. You can use seconds as a count, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and see how long does it take you to inhale and how long does it take you to exhale. They'll be roughly similar. Just figure out how many counts on the inhale, how many counts on the exhale. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now you've probably got a number that is somewhere between 3 to 5. If you're just starting this, okay, and that's totally fine. That's totally normal. Okay. So whatever your number is on the inhale and the exhale, that is your breathing count. And this is a count that you will be using in the exercise, regardless of what you hear elsewhere, okay? And to increase the lung capacity, as we do this on a daily basis, we will increase this count gradually, but it will happen naturally. It will happen naturally because your lungs are getting stronger. So this is not something that you force. This is something that happens gradually through continued practice, okay? So we know the breathing count, okay? The next thing we need to know, this is just a formality, okay, is the mudra, which is how do you place your hand? Now what we're doing is we're breathing through alternate nostrils, okay? So we're gonna cover one nostril and then cover the other one, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. Okay, so there is a way to position your hands that will make this easier for you, okay? So take the first two fingers and fold them in, okay? And hold them like this behind your thumb. Okay, first two fingers folded and held in behind the thumb like this. Okay, now very simply this is your right hand, by the way, your right hand, and you're using your thumb to cover your right nostril when you need to, and these two fingers to cover the left nostril when you need to. So it kind of goes like that. Okay, you're just switching like that, switching like that, switching like that, switching like that. Now I know you can't see this properly in the video, so for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to use one finger so you can see what I'm doing, okay? But the technique, essentially, when you do it, which will make it easier for you, is to do this. Okay? I hope that makes sense. All right. So we've figured out your breathing count. We now know how to place your hand. Now, the technique. How do you do Anulom Vilom? How do you do the alternate nostril breath? So very simply, we always start by covering the right nostril. Breathe in through the left, then cover the left nostril, breathe out through the right, breathe in again through the right, breathe out through the left. That's one round. Again, breathe in through the left, out from the right, in from the right, out from the left. Now remember your breathing count. This is where we use the count, okay? So we go, let's say your breathing count is 4. So you're breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in from the left, out from the right, in from the right, out from the left. Okay? So, just to clarify, we start by covering the right nostril. So it's in from the left, out from the right, in from the right, out from the left. Once again, in from the left, out from the right, in from the right, out from the left. That is one round. You always start and finish with the left nostril, okay? So we've covered we know your breathing count, okay? You know the technique of how to do this. And now, the really important thing you need to know is the ratio, okay? So the ratio is the ratio of breathing in to breathing out, okay? So we always start with 1:1. So if you're breathing in 4 counts, you breathe out 4 counts. Breathe in 4 counts again, out 4 counts. 1:1. In is to out is 1:1. So if your breathing count is 4, then you're doing 4 counts breathing in, 4 counts breathing out. And you just continue that, okay? So there is this question of holding. When do you hold? Now, let me be very clear on this. The hold, okay, so after you breathe in, there's a hold that many people recommend. This hold will come much later. Until you can do 10 counts of breathing in and 10 counts of breathing out, you should not even be thinking about the hold. Okay, so I will do another video, tomorrow's video, where I will show you how to progress in your breathing count and breathing ratio. A very clear, systematic way to progress and measure your progress. Okay, but until then, until you can do 10 counts breathing in and 10 counts breathing out, you should not even be thinking about holding, because you will be making it very difficult for your system and difficult for your lungs, and this can have a counter effect. Okay, so what I'm speaking about here is taken directly from the teachings of Swami Shivananda, the founder of the Divine Life Society. If you know a little bit about yoga, you've heard his name. Okay, so these are essentially the authentic teachings. Okay, I know there's a lot of other information out there, but I would always recommend that you do the safest thing and the easiest thing, because it is not about becoming fancy, it is not about becoming complicated, it is about doing it correctly and slowly but surely increasing the life force in you, increasing the lung capacity in you. And it is only when you do it like this without harming yourself that you will be able to progress rapidly and obtain the vitality that you want. Okay, all right, so just to summarize, okay, I'm not going to summarize the pranayama part. I will summarize the Anulom Vilom part. Okay, so the technique is this: left in, right out, right in, left out. Okay, so we've covered the technique. The breathing count, your natural breathing count, is what you will use to breathe in and breathe out. So it's 4, then do 4 in, 4 out, and then slowly but surely you increase this, and you'll feel like increasing it naturally. Okay, so I'm not saying you increase it in the session, I'm saying you increase it after at least 2 or 3 days of doing the 4-4 count or the 5-5 count. Okay, slow but surely. You know, in 3 months you'll be in a different place altogether. Okay, but don't try to force it. Okay, now, so we know the breathing count, we know the technique, okay, we know the ratio, which is 1:1 for now. And for the plan on how to expand your ratio and your breathing count, I will do a video tomorrow. Okay, so make sure to just look out for that video. Subscribe if you haven't done so. And the final thing I want to mention is a mantra. Okay, you can use a mantra instead of a count. Okay, so ideally it's something short, right? So what is recommended is something like Om. If you like Ram, you can use Ram. Okay, so instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 4 inhale, you do Om, 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 and then Om, 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 Om. Okay, you're doing it mentally, of course, because you can't speak when you're breathing. So you can use a mantra as well. Using a mantra with pranayama is it is like a missile. It is so powerful, okay? But if you find it difficult in the start, don't worry, just do the count, okay? We can come to the mantra later. But I just wanted to share with you this technique in a very simple and, authentic way, safe way to do it. So I really hope this helps. If you find this helpful, please share this video so people can get this information when it's needed most right now. So that is it. Thank you for watching, and I really hope you practice. So, and one last thing, the duration for practice. Do sessions of, between 10 to 20 minutes, at least when you start. 3 to 4 minutes is not going to get you anywhere. Do at least, 10 to 20 minutes and then go up from there, okay? So that is it. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Namaste.